this was a heavy subject. I was not expecting a heavy subject. Hey guys, it's Crystal. So today I'm going to do another just vlog about a video. So I'm going to give this a little shake. And we're going to pick one. Right to the bottom. Okay, this one says, what is the biggest struggle you have had and how did you get through it? Explain the struggle. The biggest struggle for me so far in my life is 4 years ago when I was officially diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder. Now in my case, I have had anxiety since I could remember. I do remember getting panic attacks at night when I was 7 or 8 years old. At that time, I had no idea what was happening. I thought it was normal. I would just cry through them, and in the morning, it was like nothing really happened. I just kind of forgot about it. I didn't really experience any more anxiety attacks until I was in high school. And by that point, I had started getting them during class. So you can imagine how terrifying that would be, sitting in a class full of people while they're reading Shakespeare and all of a sudden you break out in a sweat. You can't think, you can't breathe, you can't really see because your eyes are going crazy on you, and just all this crazy stuff is going on in your head and in your body, and you don't know what's happening and you feel like you're going to die any minute. Not a fun thing. It wasn't until 4 years ago when I was going through doctor appointments and tests to find out what was going on with some stomach issues, and I had to be put under because they were going to be sticking a tube with a camera on it down my throat and into my stomach to see what was going on. I have never been put under before. I have never had anesthetic or anything of that sort before, and this thought and this idea freaked me out. It stressed me out so much to the point of triggering my anxiety. So it wasn't until the day after, when I was still experiencing side effects from the anesthetic, when I had abruptly shot up out of bed in full panic mode. From that second on, it did not stop for at least a week. I was experiencing pretty much literally every anxiety symptom you can imagine at the same time. All the time. When I first shot up in the bed, I remember I was sweating, I felt cold and clammy, and my hands were shaking, they were shaking like this. And I remember I didn't really know where I was at that moment, and that alone is a terrifying thought. I couldn't focus on anything that I could actually see around me, and the need to have a light on was just so intense. And when I did turn the light on, I realized that my vision was not normal. I couldn't really see, it was blurred. My throat was just like really dry, and that's when I decided I needed my husband. What is going on here? You know, and I went to go get up, and I found that I couldn't get up out of the bed because I couldn't walk, because my legs felt like jello and they were weak, and my stomach was nauseous. I felt like I was gonna puke, and I had this excruciating headache, and with the headache was like this intense pressure, like someone took a giant screw and like put it through my head and it was coming out the other end. And I remember my eyes hurt and my hearing was off. I couldn't hear properly, and there were just all these symptoms going on at the same time, and it was so overwhelming. And I remember getting up to go to my husband, and I had to walk down the hallway. But as I walked down the hallway, there was like two of everything. I found that I was falling over against the wall, and I was using the wall to help me walk to my husband because my balance was completely off. Everything about me in that moment was off. And I remember getting distorted thoughts and just these really bizarre images and thoughts come into my mind, and I remember feeling ultimately terrified that somehow at that moment I was going to die. And to a rational person, this sounds completely insane. To me, it sounds completely insane. And the fact that I actually remember experiencing all of this at the same time for weeks on end until my medication actually kicked in, it's bizarre. And even I have a hard time believing what it would be like, and I was the one who experienced it. And since I was 17, I've been asked by doctors and my counselor to go on medication, and I kept saying no because I really did not want to go on medication. And it was at that point when I couldn't do anything. I couldn't watch TV, I couldn't read a book, I couldn't draw, I couldn't create videos, I couldn't go on the computer, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't go outside. I was just completely useless. And it was like that for at least 2 weeks. And after many doctor visits, I finally decided going on medication was something that I really, really needed to do. So after many, many, many tears and many, many, many prayers and many, many journal entries, I decided to start medication. And that was step 1 of my process to get through the struggle. The next step that I took was to see a counselor about my anxiety and what it meant, and just get all this hate out, because I was just so angry that I was burdened with this issue, and I didn't know how to address it, and I didn't know how to think about it, and I didn't know how to live life with this new weight of anxiety on my shoulders. Now that it's been 4 years, I'm still on the medication, and I'm still seeing a therapist, and I've now learned more about the disorder. I read a lot of self-help books, I do lots of workbooks, and I just try to learn as much as I can about it, because learning is power. The more you learn, the more you know, the more you can help yourself. My advice to you, if you're going through this right now, is that it does get better. I know you're not going to believe me, because I wouldn't believe me, but it will get better. Just stay strong and just take it seriously, 1 minute at a time. Having generalized anxiety disorder or any other mental illness does not mean that you were weak. It does not mean that you did something wrong and that you deserve it. It's just something that you were given to challenge yourself, to help you grow to be a stronger person. And whether or not you're gonna let this challenge make you grow or make you break is up to you. And it's up to you how you go about getting the help that you need. Now, there are many ways to actually get help if you can't afford it. I know in Canada they have the Canadian Mental Health Association. They have the 24/7 helpline. If you have benefits or your spouse gets benefits, look into that, and through there they might have some kind of counseling that you can take. They might offer drug plans or medication. Talk to your doctor. Your doctor should know how to help you. I hope that you guys can stay strong, especially if you're dealing with something like this at the moment. And I would love to hear your stories about a struggle that you've had and how you got through it in the comments below. And thank you for watching this video, and thank you for subscribing to me. I really appreciate all the views and comments that I do receive, and I hope that you guys will have an excellent week, and I will see you on Friday. Peace out.